Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here today. This is your one-stop shop for cryptocurrency analysis, among many other things. Now, we're taking a look here today at KSM, which is Kusama, and it's a really interesting coin. I have a lot of requests from my community members to cover this here today. For obvious reasons, I can see why it's up, 40% on the day, and obviously we want to make sure to take a closer look to kind of help navigate, best practice here because it exceeded a recent high, and we want to make sure to look at that and see kind of what the best practice would be moving forward. So my goal is to help educate you on best practice and to be more of an effective trader so you can trade for a lifetime, not just for one day. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. This is for educational purposes only. You should always do your own research and learn as much as you can from as many people as possible. And therefore, you can take ownership and do your own trading style, right? Find your own style that works best for you. My style isn't necessarily the best that works for you. Perhaps it could be. I think it works well for a lot of people that are more patient and conservative. But again, there's different trading styles out there, of course. I'm not an all-in type, if you will, right? You'll see that as we go through here, of course. But generally speaking, if you are interested in kind of going more autopilot, I do share all of my trades with my community members. Link in the description below for that. I recommend checking that out on the first, just based on the fact of how Patron's billing cycle falls into place. But generally speaking, take a look at that when you can. I provide best practice, pretty much everything you need to know to be a better trader, and we share all of our trades as a community, and we learn and grow together. It's been a great experience so far. In only 2 months, we're upwards of almost 50 members. So thank you so much to my patrons already for joining. Really do appreciate you, and I hope and continue to find that you discover benefit from this. Moving forward, without further ado, why don't we just go ahead and get to the charts? Let's check it out. All right, folks, let's go ahead and take a look at KSM, which is Kusama. And just before we do, we always look at Bitcoin and Ethereum first to get a baseline of the market so we know exactly what's going on just before we get in, of course, because we want to make an informed decision. And ultimately, you need to know what Bitcoin is doing to understand how these altcoins are performing. A lot of them are very reliant on Bitcoin's success. So we'll take a look at that here. And just before we do, obviously, we always look at the 4-hour chart. So we'll go ahead and take a peek here. And to clarify as well, I always use TradingView.com desktop application. Link in the description below for a free month if you want to check out what that looks like. I do recommend that just based on the fact that paid versions do provide you more than 2 indicators present at any given time. And you just use RSI and MACD, and there's your 2 indicators. Then you're stuck. You can't use anything else. So it's very helpful, of course, to have something like that. So maybe consider that. But moving forward here, taking a look at the 4-hour chart. First of all, we do have a descending triangle pattern here forming, just simply in the fact that we have lower highs and potentially lower lows. We're going to see if we see another lower low here soon, if the support of 46,800 is broken. But right now we have lower highs, which is not a great sign. Just basically means that the potential of a breakout to the downward side is fairly high. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That is a possibility. But again, there's no guarantees here, but we'll see what happens in the near future. Good news is the price is above the 200 simple moving average, which is fantastic. That could work as a support if this support level is broken at 46.8. There's also a support level at 45,800. So 45.8 and 46.8 are 2 potential support levels right now presently. So a lot of good news here for Bitcoin. We're definitely not in dire straits by any means, but there's a potential for a breakout to the downside here soon. We'll see what happens with that. Good news is also simple fact that we do have a resistance at about 49,300. And the reason why I say good news is because that's been tested multiple times. It comes back up again. It'll likely break and hold above. So there's definitely some good news there. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Ethereum. Now, Ethereum performed well today. So far, so good. Yes, we have a slight retracement here, of course, but with that pump from Bitcoin recently, we saw a larger percent increase from Ethereum. So the good news is, there's probably a short squeeze here, of course, where the price was kind of stopped out at 32.5. So 3,250 was essentially the major resistance level. Now it's considered a support. Good news is also we have prices above the 50-day simple moving average, and the 200 is trailing behind. So all good things for Ethereum right now. I think we're in a pretty good shape here. Let's go ahead and move on to the 1-day chart for KSM. And as we can see, pretty significant increase here so far today. Now, this candlestick hasn't fully closed yet. We got a few more hours left in the trading, about maybe 4.5, 5 hours. But we're up to about 41% on the day. And that's really awesome, really good momentum here from KSM. As you can see, there's probably a short squeeze that occurred somewhere in here when the 200-day simple moving average was broken. And you can see the 3 days in a row, it was tested and rejected. It could not pass that point. Today it finally did, and that's usually what happens when you see that major resistance level. A lot of the industry leaders or the the whales, for lack of better terms, they are the ones that have short positions at major support and resistance levels. So what happened probably is when the price jumped up to about, what is it, $320. When the price hit 320 and broke, then there was probably an increase in the price. It jumped up from there based on the fact that all the short selling positions got squeezed out and a lot of their positions had closed. In turn, the price ramps up because of it. So that's a pretty common thing you'll see happen a lot at major support and resistance levels. So I'm not surprised if that was a major catalyst there. Also, furthermore, we do have obviously a convergence here today, so that's usually a good sign for a long-term swing trade position. And speaking of long-term, let's take a look here. Big picture here for KSM. So before April 17th, which is probably, it's this one right here. Yeah, so April 17th is right in this range. So this was like the worst week for Bitcoin, right? It went down 15%. KSM was averaging somewhere in the range of 580 downwards of about, just say we could just say 400 because it's pretty close to just say in that range. So 400 to 550. Right in the range, but just say 475 is the middle most point. That is essentially where KSM was averaging its true range, right? So if its average true range when Bitcoin was 50 to 64,000 is at 475, and the price is right now at about 390, almost 400, you kind of got to take that into perspective, right? It basically just means there's more room for growth, yes, but there's also potential for a ceiling to be hit in the near future. So how much more room does KSM have to grow? It's hard to say specifically, but based on the the overall sentiment here previously, its best point after it ramped up really hard after Bitcoin did recover for that week or two, we're looking about 600 as a high. So obviously 600 is the major resistance, but leading into that, I would say here if we take a closer look, there's not a lot of major resistance. I would say secondary to that we have about 510. So those are major resistance levels. We're not there yet, but once we get up to there, they'll probably work as a strong resistance. We'll look on the the retracement to see if Fibonacci retracement here in a little bit, see kind of what our range of motion is here, of course. But generally speaking, when there's an increase like this of this magnitude, the most recent high is probably going to work as a support level. So right here at approximately 350, 347, we're going to see a potential support level because that's not only halfway up the increase for today. So in this full 1 day period, if you kind of split the difference, cut it in half, that's usually a support level. This is also support based on the fact that that's the most recent high. Okay. And it broke that recent high. Okay, so just kind of something to consider there. Also note as well, RSI is under 70, so there's still more room for growth. So there's a likelihood that this KSM could continue on this path, plus the convergence in the MACD. Those are all good signs. Furthermore, we have, see our RSI is up over 70, no surprise there. Price is above the 50-day simple moving average on the 4-hour chart, which is excellent. And as I've already noted here, we've got the support level now at about 347. So if you have a position open right now, maybe consider moving up your stop loss to somewhere in the range of 340, just below that, to ensure that, heaven forbid the price breaks that support level, you still take some profit. And obviously if it stays above, you don't close out your position, it just continues on back up. A lot of times price will retrace down to the most recent support level, but again, we'll see what happens here in the near future. Moving on to the 1-hour chart, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the Ishimoku cloud. We are above the cloud, of course, here, and I'm speculating that this was probably a convergence on the MACD right around this range. So if you're new to the channel or just the cloud in general, this is a good indication of a buy signal, something, a signal telling us to go along when the price is above the cloud. So hypothetically, any one of these times when the price broke above the cloud would have been a good entry point, because obviously, even though it went sideways, it eventually increased past and shot above. Okay, so general rule of thumb, when the price is above the cloud, it's considered a long position. Below, it's considered a short. So obviously, had you shorted here, you would have taken some profit. And when it's within the cloud, you typically advise not to get into it, right? So don't get into the trade until it breaks above or breaks below. So that's kind of what you're looking at there. The most interesting thing I want to look at here on the 1-hour chart is one of my favorite indicators, of course, is TD sequential. And what this does is basically takes a sequence of candlesticks and basically tells you when you reach a state of exhaustion. Now, commonly exhaustion occurs when you have basically nine candlesticks on the chart. In other words, if you see here, take a look at the 9, you can see that we have basically 9 hours of bullish momentum. As you can see here, this strong short squeeze, of course, that occurred at about 345, 346, and then of course the price ramps up. It continued on from there because a lot of people like you and I see the price jump up we go to invest, we're like the second wave of investment, where this is probably more so the whales right here, and this is the consumers here. And the price continues to drive up. But the bottom line here is at 9, normally, if there wasn't a short squeeze, we would have seen a retracement. So what probably would have happened, that 9 would have been stopped out here at the resistance level and pushed back down if it wasn't broken. That being said, when we see a 9, it typically resets and goes the other direction. Therefore, we're in extreme overtime right now. So the likelihood of KSM continuing upwards is fairly low, because we need to have some state of consolidation and or retracement first. So what could occur, we might see two things. Price will come down, test the support, come back up. Price may also go sideways and up. Right? Worst case, it comes down, breaks below and stays below, and eventually works as a resistance again. So there's a few different scenarios, of course. It's hard to predict exactly what will happen, but generally speaking, based on the fact that the 4-hour chart appears to have more room for growth as well as the 1-day charts, and we're not quite into that average true range yet for this coin, I think we're in pretty good shape to see the price at least go sideways, and worst case, just bounce off of this support level of about 347. So that's kind of what I see happening here in the near future. Will it spike up and continue up? Yeah, probably. If Bitcoin can come up to 50,000 and break that, and break the channel that it's stuck in right now between 46,800 and 49,300, then we're going to be able to see a lot of room for growth here for KSM. It might even test its previous all-time high of roughly 600 if we can get Bitcoin to pass 50,000, because we saw what happened when after the just before the China candle and after the first initial sell-off, KSM ramped up and exceeded its previous all-time high, and Bitcoin went from 64,000 to like 45, right? So those are things that are really good. So all in all, Kusama has a lot of good potential here. Sorry, Kusama has a lot of potential, but I would recommend waiting to take entry. There's a strong likelihood the price will retrace back down, and you want to try to buy the dip. I prefer to buy dips closer to major support levels, and 347 is a strong support level right now. Moving on to the 15, though, let's take a look here. We're up over EMA and VWAP, which is fantastic. So, I mean, all in all, right now, it does kind of give us a good indication of a buy signal. But you got to understand the standard deviation between the VWAP line and the current price action is very high. So do you see where it caught up to about 15% at its highest point? In other words, the volume weighted average price is that it takes the volume last 24 hours and expresses it as a price. So the price right now, according to the VWAP, should be $370, where it's upwards of $393. Okay, so we probably have a standard deviation of right in the range of 5 to 10%. Yeah, it's at about 6% now, so it's calmed down, which is good. But anytime you have a deviation between the VWAP and the price action of over 10%, a retracement is almost always likely. Okay, so that's where we saw that here. In other words, based on the volume and the price, essentially what goes up must come down. That's what we saw there. So the good news is the price retraced there, and it's kind of going sideways now. So there's a decent chance we might see the price continue just completely sideways, kind of do some consolidation up and down patterns without maybe coming all the way down to 347. But here's the thing. If we lose this EMA line here, right, which I think is likely, I think it's possible, then the price will continue to come down and eventually test the VWAP line. So when the price tests the VWAP line at approximately 370, it might be a little higher by the time it happens. We'll see if that works as a support level. Because if you look back here, right, see, for example, obviously with this bull run, it didn't even touch the VWAP because it was just doing so well. But if you see right here, for example, you can see the price kind of come up, come down, test the VWAP, but it held, right? So it kept the price above. Even though, yes, it broke below for a short while, we didn't really lose VWAP, and it continued to drive the price back up. It's that average volume. Same thing could happen here in the near future. If it comes down, tests the VWAP line and holds above, and then it continues upwards from there, then that would be a good consideration for a buy signal. Again, pending Bitcoin doesn't go sub 46,800 right now. Because if Bitcoin breaks that descending triangle pattern and kind of goes into the next channel lower, between 44,000 and 46,800, then we're going to see KSM probably do some things, right? In other words, it's not going to do good things that we want. Because even though KSM is moving independent of Bitcoin right now, it's still very reliant on Bitcoin's success, right? So if Bitcoin can't, stay above a specific support level and we lose that support, then people are going to lose faith in KSM, pull out their profits, and the price will likely plunge down to 347, if not lower. That is a possibility. So don't think that we're in green territory here. We never see that happen. The likelihood is still very high. It's just that we need to make sure that the 1-day chart here closes above, because if the price does not close above here in 5 hours at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or whatever time zone it is for you. But 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, a new candle is created, right? So on the 1-day chart, if this candle is closed below 347, it's still considered a resistance. And in turn, it would work as a stronger resistance. It would drive the price down. So what we're hoping for, obviously, is for Bitcoin to perform well in the next 4 to 6 hours, keep the price above. This becomes a support level of 347. Price stays above VWAP and EMA, and it just continues on its merry way. That's the hope. That's the anticipation. But what I recommend doing, of course, if you're not familiar with this, take profits while you still can. Try not to listen to everybody out there that says to hold on for dear life forever. Don't get me wrong, that's okay if you invest in this, and this is the only coin you ever want to invest in, right? You want to keep your money in here forever. That's okay. But if you're a short-term swing trader, somebody that likes to hold for a few months or a few days, take your profits while you still can. Yes, it could pump a little bit higher, but you're in the green right now, likely in a pretty good position. So if you got into this 300 or lower, you are up right now 32%. Why not take some profit? Maybe sell half your position, wait for the price to come back down, add that half back into your position, and average down your price. Again, things are a little bit on the escalated side right now. A lot of coins right now are like DOT, for example. That one, Polkadot took off. But you have to take some profits while you still can before the price retraces, especially considering Bitcoin testing the major support level of 46,800 right now. I think there's a likelihood that we might see a turnaround for a little while. Not for long, I don't feel, of course. I think 50,000 is inevitable for Bitcoin here in the next couple weeks. But right now, things are overinflated, and you want to take the profits while you still can. Trust me on this. It's better to take profits and to get out of a position too early rather than to leave money on the table and have the price come down so you're actually in the red and to lose money. Trust me, it's much better to take a small profit than it is to take a larger loss, okay? I think anybody should be able to attest that. So anyways, I hope you did find benefit here. If you do, please like and subscribe. Feel free to reference my Telegram community too. I have a really good group of folks there. Also on the 1st of next month, which is tomorrow, I highly recommend checking out my Patron account where I provide signals to all of my community members. Right? I provide you with entry targets, best practice, and everything you need to know to be a better trader. And we all kind of learn and grow together. It's been a great experience. Coming up on 50 members here in the near future as well. So thank you so much to my current patrons that have been communicating with me outside, but also more importantly, your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. And again, it's for people like you that actually allow me to make videos like this. So thanks again for the request too. Really do appreciate all of it. But enough rambling from me. Sorry, I tend to do that sometimes. Let's just go ahead and call it a day. Thanks so much for your time. We'll look forward to seeing the next one. Have a good one.